Guys, we're now live on YouTube. This is our pre-market show where I'll go over my trades, live trades, both entry and exit, and we'll explain the reasoning behind my trading.
MHO,
Often
that
we're trading
is
low flow stocks with
M/I
momentums. We're
Homes.
looking for high volume movers.
Q1
these will
EPS
be
of
very quick.
$3.98 misses the $4.16
Very
estimate.
quick to go up and down. So I want to keep that in mind. We are trading with our indicators here in chat in our Discord. If you guys want to join in, bullishboblive.com, and I will go over whatever hits our scanners here.
$215.50 a share. That is Mike Hilo Oscar MHO.
All right, guys, link is in chat for the live YouTube stream. And for those joining on YouTube, thank you for joining in. Guys, this is going to be
Myra,
where I go over my trades live. We are green on the day this morning, trading AGRI and SNOA. I trade starting around roughly around 7 a.m. Eastern time every day. Live in our Discord, in our voice channel from 7 a.m. to roughly 10 a.m. Eastern time every day. That's my sweet spot for trading, and typically focusing on low float momentum stocks similar to SNOA and AGRI this morning. We do have key levels listed in chat, watching for a close over that key level. That is confirmation. A candle closing over our key level is bullish. Closing back below our key level is bearish. Very simple strategy to follow. All key levels are listed in our squeeze potential channel.
PONY, that's Pony AI Incorporated. They unveil their 7th generation robo-taxi lineup and target mass production from mid-2025. They're currently seeing their shares up 6.01%. Pre-market is $4.41 a share. That is Papa Oscar November Yankee PONY.
Myra, 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 Myra,
Ticker MIRA getting a pop now. MIRA getting a
Myra.
pop following news this morning. News is in chat. News breakdowns
Myra.
in chat for MIRA
Myra.
getting a pop now.
Myra,
Recent highs through 143 for MIRA, expecting choppy price action until we get above that recent resistance. We'll put a note in chat for the key level to watch today for MIRA.
Myra,
Myra,
Ticker MIRA will have to close over 143 and
BCTX
151 today for confirmation.
That is
MIRA.
Briacel.
We did
They
start
are
under $1.
announcing
So expecting
they will have
choppy
3
price action. MIRA started under $1, so we'll expect choppy price action. Key level today is listed at 143 and 151 for MIRA. Close above is bullish. Close back below is bearish. Very simple strategy to follow.
That is Bravo Charlie Tango X-Ray BCTX. SYBT, Stockyards Bancorp. Q1 EPS of $1.13 is a beat of the 99-cent estimate. Sales of 93.55 million are a beat of the 92.84 million estimate. Stock currently down 4.62%.
Myra.
Major red flag spotted.
$68.08. That is Sierra Yankee Bravo Tango SYBT.
All right, guys, so now our job is to stay patient for our setup and stay disciplined to our rules of our strategy to stay consistent. Watching and listening to our scanners to identify where's the value in this market. From there, pull it up on the chart using our indicators to aid in entry and exit and really decide is it a high-quality setup or a low-quality setup. Our Trend IQ will notify us of that immediately as soon as we pull up the chart. All of our indicators are found at bullishboblive.com. From there, I will be again, using the indicators to aid in entry and exit. So if I see the setup, I'll be getting in. And if I see it fail my support, I will be getting back out. So I do use support and resistance to aid in entry and exit. And some of that will be dynamic support and resistance. Some of it will be historic levels. So we have a combination of two strategies that I'm using, confirmation support and resistance, as well as the 1-minute bullish pivot pro, my two favorite strategies. No position for myself at this time. Will remain patient for my setup. And I am green on the day, AGRI and SNOA. Nice start for us in the Discord. And now looking for to carry over that cushion to my next trade. I am green on the week as well. We are coming into today's session green and looking to protect that profit. So last thing I want to do is oversize or overtrade if trading a lower quality setup. So I want to be aware of the setups we're trading and adjust accordingly. So no position for myself. We'll hang tight and wait for volume.
The European Commission central bank's Nagel on Bloomberg TV saying the world economy is in a very delicate situation and that we need better understanding of how to find compromise on tariffs. The European Commission, Europe Central Bank's Nagel on Bloomberg TV goes on to say tariffs are not a good policy, that's for sure. It's also not good to doubt the U.S. dollar's position as a safe haven.
SNOA.
And we should give back the U.S. Treasury the safe haven status. Once again, that's European Central Bank's Nagel on Bloomberg TV.
Ticker SNOA getting a small pop here. SNOA hit a high this morning at 539, is currently around 477, getting a small pop. That's SNOA. No position for myself. Ticker MIRA is testing resistance around $1. No position for myself. Hit a high of 109 this morning, seeing recent resistance through 150, and we'll expect choppy price action until we can get above that 151 mark for MIRA. No position for myself. Alert set. Ticker UPXI getting a pop again. That's UPXI. This is a recent runner and
UPXI.
Low volume, UPXI. Seeing low volume UPXI getting a pop. Shared the chart in chat earlier this morning, and recent highs through 22 will expect choppy price action. And I'm putting a note in chat. Will adjust or avoid if trading UPXI. Will adjust or avoid seeing low volume
UPXI.
and seeing recent resistance through $22. So we'll expect choppy price action. That's on UPXI. Seeing the low volume, expecting wide spreads on the bid and ask price. So something to consider.
UPXI 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 UPXI
UPXI getting a pop now 1138 for UPXI, getting a pop to 1138.
UPXI 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 UPXI
UPXI new highs
UPXI
1155. That's UPXI hitting highs 1155.
UPXI share is spiking here, $11.55, up $2.55. Uniform Papa
UPXI.
So
X-ray
everyone knows,
India.
guys, UPXI moving, but moving with very low volume. Something to consider. Very low volume in UPXI's move here. 1160 new highs.
UPXI UPXI UPXI
Shares of Boeing off the highs now, $169,
UPXI is
up
testing highs
6.48 following their report.
That's UPXI. Still seeing low volume here.
Bravo
Volume is
Alpha.
picking up some on this
Smaller
candle
than
with
expected
UPXI.
loss for Q1 for Boeing. That's BA.
SNOA.
Ticker SNOA getting a small pop. The high today was 539. Current price is 478. That's SNOA getting a small pop here. No position for myself at this time. Will remain patient. Green on the day thanks to AGRI and SNOA, and looking for my next setup. Ticker UPXI getting a pop to highs 1175.
UPXI.
That's UPXI. Getting a pop to highs
UPXI
now
UPXI
1175.
UPXI UPXI UPXI
And still seeing low
UPXI
volume and wide
UPXI
spreads. Volume is picking up on this candle. UPXI.
UPXI 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 UPXI.
Popping the highs now 1210. That's UPXI popping the highs now 1210.
UPXI UPXI,
And volume is picking up on this candle, UPXI.
UPXI,
UPXI testing highs 1210. That's UPXI testing highs now 1210. Ticker UPXI is testing highs at 1210 and seeing some volume is picking up here, seeing inconsistent volume so far. UPXI with recent highs and resistance shown through $22. Will expect choppy price action. If trading UPXI, will mitigate risk by trading smaller size and adjusting my stop level. Mental stops here in the pre-market session. No position for myself at this time. Will remain patient. And just trying to remain
Coming up at
patient.
8, earnings from NSC Norfolk Southern. That's NSC. November Sandy Charlie.
Just hanging tight here, guys. Waiting for my setup. Not seeing anything that's high quality. Seeing some low quality pops here and there, but not really looking for these lower quality type setups. I am green on the day. AGRI and SNOA traded this morning in chat. Looking for my next setup.
5 minutes remaining until the 8 a.m. late prints. Monitor the bid and ask prices closely for the most accurate pricing information.
That's right, guys. We've got late prints coming in just about 5 minutes. 8 a.m. late prints. So the scanners might go a little wild there for a few minutes. Keep an eye on the level 2 data or the TradingView charts. TradingView charts have eliminated those late prints, and that's been really helpful for us as day traders. No position for myself at this time. Sticking to the rules of my strategy. UPXI is on watch. Will be high risk. If trading UPXI will mitigate risk by trading smaller size. 1210 is our
UPXI,
resistance.
UPXI, 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 UPXI,
Possible trade.
UPXI,
UPXI is a recent runner.
UPXI, UPXI.
Small float here, so we'll move quick with low volume. UPXI watching 1210 resistance. And
UPXI,
as well.
UPXI.
And seeing UPXI pulling back from highs. 1210 is the high. Current price $11. Off $1 from those highs. That's UPXI. Watching for it to close over 1210. Will be high risk. Would like to see a higher quality setup somewhere else. UPXI, not sure we're going to get that high quality type of setup. So that being said, if trading UPXI, I can always adjust my size and stop levels, or can choose to avoid to mitigate risk and to focus on profit.
Major red flag spotted.
Green on the week, and looking to retain that profit is my goal. I am looking for a high quality setup though this morning, so we'll see if we can get one. No position for myself this time. We've got 2 minutes, 2 minutes here until 8 a.m. late prints.
Agreeing.
Ticker AGRI getting a small pop here. The high today was 266. Current price is 216. That's AGRI. Notes in chat. High today was 266. No position for myself at this time. And it's ticker AGRI getting a small pop here.
SNOA.
Fluff.
UPXI.
Scanner alert.
WAVE exclusive to Ben's
Agri.
microwave power tells Ben's
UPXI.
new company
Red flag
signs U.S.
spotted.
manufacturing
Myra
agreement
FR.
to launch
Agri.
first
SNOA.
ever energy
UPXI.
project in the Port of Los
SNOA.
Angeles.
SNOA.
That's Whiskey Alpha Victor Echo
RTLI new
WAVE.
lows.
Find the first scanner alert.
New lows.
BFRG on the scanners, ticker BFRG, getting a
GDXD.
small pop, BFRG, getting a chart and chat. These are those late prints we were talking about, guys. BFRG.
UPXI.
UPXI.
BFRG.
AMTM Momentum announcing an agreement to divest its Rapid Solutions product business for $360 million to Lockheed Martin. That's Alpha Michael November Tango.
VTAK.
Alpha, it's Alpha Michael Tango Michael AMTM.
And no position for myself at this time. Seeing a penny stock moving here, VTAK, penny stock moving. Getting a chart and chat for VTAK. No
EVLV naming a new CFO, Echo Victor Lima Victor, EVLV.
VTAK charts and chat.
NSC Norfolk Southern reported $2.69. The estimate was $2.69. That's in line. Revenue $3
Maya.
billion. The estimate 2.97
Maya.
$6
First
billion.
scanner alert.
Company
Maya.
reiterating their full year guidance, recognizing macroeconomic
Maya.
uncertainty. That is November
volume.
Sandy Charlie NSC.
MAIA charts in chat, getting a pop to 220 highs and pulling back sharply. No position for myself watching. For a possible trade, we'll put the key level in chat. 222 is the key level today. Close over 222. That's for MAIA. Close over 222. 230.
MIRA
238. Cluster of resistance on MAIA. Cluster of resistance here. Charts in chat. Key levels are in chat as well. Make sure to set alerts below key levels to better assess conditions before entering your trades. No position for myself at this time, and not seeing any news on MAIA at this time.
Mira Pharmaceuticals reporting
JYD.
in vitro release data for topical ketamir 2
No
target.
position for myself. at this
That's
time.
Michael India Romeo Alpha, MIRA.
Maya.
that in a
MAIA
press
testing
release?
highs 220. That's MAIA testing highs at 220 with volume. And we'll expect choppy price action. MAIA. If trading, will mitigate risk by trading smaller size. Watching for a possible setup. Ticker UAVS on the scanners. UAVS getting a low.
Find it
UAVS.
first scanner alert. Find it first scanner alert.
That's UAVS getting a small pop.
Microfloat
UAVS.
detected.
As well.
UAVS. UAVS.
UAVS in chat.
UAVS.
is in chat. Feel free to compare your level.
ENSC. UAVS.
ST Sensata Technologies
popping
announcing
highs
that its
115.
high
News is
voltage
in chat
distribution
for
units
UAVS. News is in chat. Key
that
levels
enable
152.
megawatt
We'll
charging
put a
on
note in
heavy
chat.
electric trucks are now on vehicles in serial production. That is Sandy Tango
UAVS.
ST.
We'll have to close over 152, 156, and a cluster of resistance through 169. Notes in chat. Cluster of resistance.
ENSC, Ensize Biosciences, receives U.S. patent for treatment of opioid
ENSC.
use disorder. That's Echo November Sandy Charlie, ENSC.
Ticker ENSC getting a pop as well. ENSC getting a pop. And getting a chart in chat. ENSC charts in chat now. ENSC charts in chat. Feel free to compare your levels to mine. Seeing resistance through 630. Expecting choppy price action. ENSC.
ENSC. ENSC. ENSC. ENSC. ENSC. ENSC.
NVAX Novavax to engage with FDA
ENSC.
to address PMC
ENSC. ENSC.
for additional clinical
ENSC.
COVID-19
ENSC.
vaccines has been that
ENSC.
are
ENSC.
is
ENSC.
approvable based on
Find the
science.
first scanner alert.
FDA as ever.
ENSC.
ENSC has news this morning. News is in
ENSC.
chat for ENSC getting
ENSC.
a pop.
ENSC. 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 ENSC.
That's,
ENSC.
NVAX.
ENSC. 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 ENSC,
red flag
ENSC,
spotted.
on that patent news spiking here at
hitting highs
$3.44.
344, no
Second
position
November,
for
Sandy
myself at this time.
Charlie.
ENSC, ENSC, ENSC,
ENSC testing highs 362.
ENSC, 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 ENSC,
and hitting highs 362.
ENSC, 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 ENSC,
new highs 396.
ENSC,
Ticker ZONE. Charts in chat for a zone.
ENSC,
ENSC. This is a
ENSC.
complete news spike, guys. Following news this morning. ENSC is a news move here. This is not a confirmation breakout. ENSC is popping to highs 396, expecting choppy price action, seeing resistance through 630 on ENSC, expecting choppy price action. No position for myself. We do have news this morning, spiking following that news. So this is a news runner, ENSC. ENSC showing a micro float as well.
Find it for scanner alert.
Micro float, ENSC is a micro float.
ENSC,
Testing highs
Major
396,
red flag
ENSC
spotted.
Testing highs 396.
NVAX.
ENSC,
And seeing support all the way down near 286. No position for myself at this time. ENSC, testing
ENSC,
highs now 396,
ENSC,
just under $4.
RZLT.
Testing highs now 396. That's ENSC testing highs 396. And no position for myself at this time. Seeing support is currently sitting around 317. Spiking now 410.
ENSC,
ENSC,
ENSC, ENSC, ENSC,
That's ticker
ENSC,
Following
ENSC,
news this morning. News is in chat if you need it for ENSC. And no position for myself. Expecting choppy price action. Could trade smaller size here to mitigate risk. I'm green on the day, AGRI and SNOA, looking to protect my profit. Looking for a high quality type setup. But if trading a lower quality setup like ENSC, we'll expect choppy price action and we'll trade smaller size. No position for myself at this time. ENSC, strong move from our Find It First scanner. First alerted at 218, hitting highs now 410.
RZLT,
RZLT showing a 52 million share float. We'll put a note in chat. That's RZLT, 52 million share float. And I will treat that as a red flag. That's on RZLT. ENSC testing resistance, seeing resistance here at $3.95 and $4. Testing a resistance at ENSC at $3.95 and $4. No position for myself, seeing support sitting around now 341. Anything under 341 is considered bearish for ENSC. We'll put a note in chat.
RZLT,
RZLT has news this morning. Large float moving. That's
RZLT.
Put a note in chat.
RZLT,
And no position for myself. at this time.
RZLT, RZLT,
ENSC testing near highs. ENSC.
RZLT,
RZLT getting a pop to highs 409 with some volume. That's RZLT. And showing a large float on RZLT. Something to consider. Charts in chat if you need it for RZLT.
ENSC, 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 ENSC,
ENSC.
ENSC.
Testing resistance now at $3.95 and $4. That's ENSC. No position for myself at this time. Will remain patient for my setup. ENSC getting a small pop here. Has to stay above 355. And if you go below
ENSC,
355, it's
ENSC, ENSC,
testing highs
ENSC,
now.
ENSC,
And resistance at 395. And
RZLT, ENSC, ENSC,
Ticker
ENSC,
RZLT heading new highs at 429. RZLT following news. News is in chat showing a large float, 53 million share float hitting highs now 429. That's RZLT and does have news this morning. So we've got a couple movers here, guys. ENSC and RZLT moving following news this morning. These are news movers. RZLT, I'm seeing resistance through $5 and expecting choppy price action.
RZLT,
ENSC seeing resistance through $6.30 and
RZLT.
expecting choppy price action. So neither one of these are high quality type
RZLT.
setups. Doesn't mean it won't provide a high quality
RZLT.
result. They do have news this morning.
RZLT,
And both
RZLT,
stocks here are pushing with news.
RZLT, RZLT, ENSC,
testing
ENSC,
resistance now again at
ENSC,
$4.95,
ENSC,
or excuse me, $3.95 and $4. That's ENSC testing resistance, $3.95 and $4.
RZLT,
RZLT hitting highs 445
RZLT,
with volume. That's RZLT.
ENSC,
Ticker ENSC is testing just below resistance at $3.95 and $4.
ENSC.
ENSC high today was 410 following news this morning.
ENSC,
Charts in chat as
ENSC,
well. ENSC showing a micro float, a 896,000 share float for ENSC. At this point, needs to stay above 367. Anything under 365 is considered bearish momentum for ENSC.
ENSC, ENSC,
Testing highs now
ENSC,
410.
ENSC, 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 ENSC,
Sciences, more highs now on that patent news.
ENSC, ENSC,
ENSC getting a pop.
ENSC,
427 new highs for ENSC.
ENSC, ENSC,
Needs to stay above 375.
ENSC.
Anything below 375 is considered bearish.
ENSC,
New highs now 450.
ENSC,
$4.50
ENSC.
now. Close
to
to
ENSC.
$1.87
highs
on
for
ENSC,
And sitting out for the moment, no position for myself. Does not mean it won't continue. ENSC is ripping into highs 450 this morning. On our Find It First scanner at 218, now hitting highs 450. That's ENSC. No position for myself at the time. We'll sit out for the moment. Zone, Z-O-N-E on the scanner. Z-O-N-E on the scanner is getting a pop now.
Benzinga market update. S&P futures up 122.75. The Dow futures up 685. NASDAQ futures up 513. Crude is down 34 cents at $63.32. Natural gas flat, $3.01. Gold is down 89.50 at 33.
Major red flag spotted.
And Bitcoin futures up 22.95 at
Major red flag spotted.
955.
No position for myself at this time. ENSC testing near highs 450. ENSC. At this point needs to stay above $4 for ENSC. Anything below $4 is considered bearish momentum. Testing highs now 451. New highs 450.
Coming up at 9, Fed's Goolsby.
ENSC, 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 ENSC.
Services PMI
ENSC.
for April. 10 a.m. new home
ENSC.
sales. 10:30 crude and gasoline inventories. 1 p.m. the 5-year note auction, and at 2 p.m. Eastern time today the beige book.
ENSC, ENSC,
ENSC seeing a bullish vertical trend,
ENSC.
testing highs 466 and resistance 455
ENSC,
and 493, then $5. ENSC testing just below
ENSC.
5. High is 466, getting a pop following news this morning.
RZLT,
That's ticker ENSC.
ENSC.
ENSC testing highs 466. WLDS on the scanners. WLDS, another micro float. WLDS getting a small pop. We'll get a chart out for WLDS. Getting a small pop here, showing a micro float. WLDS charts in chat. And
WLDS.
Alert.
WLDS showing a micro float. WLDS. News is in chat for WLDS. News is in chat for WLDS.
WLDS wearable devices
Profit
with a
329
U.S.
with low
patent
volume.
for combined voice and gesture control. That's Whiskey Lima Delta Sandy.
WLDS is worth watching close
WLDS.
over 358 and 388. Key levels are out. WLDS 358 and 388. We'll keep this on watch, setting alerts now and watching WLDS.
EKSO, Exo Bionics, Bionic P&O chosen as first distributor of Exo Indigo Personal within the orthotics and prosthetics industry. That's Echo Kilo Sandy Oscar. EKSO.
No position for myself at this time. Will remain patient for my setup. WLDS and
Major red
WLDS.
flag spotted.
micro floats moving this morning. ENSC and WLDS on watch. Both have news this morning. News is in chat for ENSC and WLDS. ENSC strong move following that news. First alerted at 218, hitting highs 466. That's ENSC. And guys, I am green on the day. AGRI and SNOA. So
NVAX,
my goal now is to retain
Novavax.
that profit and not give it back. So focus on my strategy here. So green on the day and looking to protect.
Being on
WLDS
that
getting popped and testing
filing
highs. WLDS watching.
from the company regarding their COVID-19 vaccine said based
No
on
position for
conversations with the
myself this
FDA that the vaccine is approvable. That is November Victor Alpha X-ray NVAX.
ENSC, 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 ENSC,
ENSC getting a small pop here.
ENSC, 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 ENSC.
And no position. Pop and drop here on ENSC. No position. And expecting choppy price action, guys. We have resistance all the way through 630. So strong move following news this morning, yes. But again, this is expected for choppy price action. So focused on retaining my profit. Green on the week, green on the day, and looking to protect that profit, not give it back. So ENSC, nice move for anyone who's trading, and looking like a nice few setups here with our 1 minute bullish pivot pro. No trades for me on ENSC following that news.
WLDS.
Major red flag spotted.
Resistance and recent resistance all the way through 630. So expecting choppy price action. Seeing a micro float for ENSC and a micro float for WLDS. So we'll expect that choppy price action whenever trading these.
ENSC.
Major red flag spotted.
WLDS alerts are set. We've got resistance 358, 388. Close above is worth watching for continuation. And no position for myself at this time. Watching ENSC and watching WLDS, high risk type of setups.
ENSC, ENSC,
Ticker ENSC,
ENSC.
is getting a small pop here, testing that resistance.
ENSC, 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 ENSC,
ENSC testing
ENSC.
resistance at 362.
ENSC.
Still watching WLDS and watching ENSC.
ENSC,
And we'll adjust or avoid. No position for myself at this time. And just want to be patient for my setup, guys. Can trade these lower quality setups if I choose to. However, if trading a lower quality setup, just want to make sure we're focused on risk mitigation. These are low stocks moving very quickly, so we're expecting some choppy price action depending on the conditions. ENSC is testing just below resistance, 462, and 466 is the high. Watching ENSC for a possible trade again will be very high risk. If trading ENSC, we'll expect choppy price action, and we'll adjust my size accordingly. So watching here, no position. I'm green on the day, AGRI and SNOA, and looking for my next setup.
ENSC.
Ticker ZBAI on the scanners. That's ZBAI hitting our scanners with low volume. Getting a chart and chat for ZBAI, getting a small pop and seeing very low volume here. Setting the chart now. That's for ZBAI. Charts in chat. Feel free to compare your levels to mine on ZBAI. Seeing very low volume on our histogram. No position for myself at this time. We'll sit out for the moment. Yeah, I'm not seeing any news on it either, Joey. Thank you for checking. Not seeing any news at this time for ZBAI. We'll keep this one on watch. And again, seeing very low volume, so not too concerned with it at the time. So we'll set a few alerts and we'll leave it alone for now. 129 will be the key level. We'll put a note in chat for that key level to watch, and we'll set alerts there. ZBAI will be worth watching if it can close over 129 and 140. And, of course, we do want to see volume paired with that. So no position for myself at this time.
XPEV unveils AI-driven mobility revolution at Auto Shanghai. That's X-Ray Papa Echo Victor, XPEV.
ENSC. ENSC.
Ticker ENSC getting a small pop here. Needs to close over 462. We've got a pivot zone resistance, 462 on ENSC. No position for myself at this time. And for those trading with the 1 Minute Bullish Pivot Pro, and for anyone who's in with us on the YouTube live stream, I'll pull over the chart real quick here on ENSC so you guys can see what we're seeing on the 1 Minute Bullish Pivot Pro. So I'll pull this over now. And for anyone who's listening on Discord, if you guys have a chance, check it out as well. ENSC, you can see this green candles. Our 1 Minute Bullish Pivot Pro indicator is letting us know that the green candle
ISRG Intuitive Surgical hitting new highs 512.56 now following their earnings report.
What we're seeing is these lines and levels on the side right here, the white, purple, and red lines. That's going to be our confirmation support resistance. So every time we close above one of these lines, we want to see it then hold. This was a strong candle here. Closed above, retest that level. Closed above, hit this, filled the gap, closed above here, and now we're seeing a gap to this purple
ENSC
at 455.
ENSC 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 ENSC
mental level above that.
ENSC ENSC.
If we can get above, we've got resistance
ENSC
ENSC zones up here. So this is our 1 Minute Bullish Pivot Pro
ENSC
ENSC
ENSC.
This is a quick trade or lotto trade type of setup, very high risk, so something to consider.
ENSC ENSC.
So just a quick rundown on the chart
ENSC ENSC
these indicators are found at bullishboblive.com. We build these custom indicators for a specific strategy with risk mitigation number 1 and maximizing profit is always number 2. And No position for
ENSC,
myself at this time.
ENSC,
getting a pop,
ENSC,
watching
ENSC,
As
ENSC,
completes the initiation
high
of its
risk.
alcohol
ENSC, 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 ENSC,
My
ENSC,
trade with my cushion made
Delta.
this morning.
ENSC, ENSC,
Expecting choppy price action. ENSC watching.
ENSC,
Right now supports around 429.
ENSC.
Watching ENSC testing resistance and highs around 476.
ENSC,
Cluster of resistance 462, 493, and $5. ENSC watching here for a possible setup.
ENSC,
And seeing support all the way down near 430.
ENSC,
ENSC closing in 5
BSX,
seconds.
Boston Scientific, says expects to see
ENSC,
most of the tariff impact in the second half of this year.
ENSC.
That on their conference call again.
And
Bravo
testing
Sandy
highs,
X-ray,
ENSC testing
BSX,
highs,
Boston
476,
Scientific
resistance
shares
at 493 and
off the
$5,
highs now at
ENSC
$103,
testing
up
new highs
about
here. New highs
$8
482.
following their earnings report. Bravo Sandy X-ray.
That's ENSC getting a small pop here. Testing highs 482 on ENSC. ENSC in small size 493 will take profit. 493. If we can reach
ENSC.
493 will take profit. Or
ENSC,
we'll stop out under 466.
ENSC,
466 will be my stop. We'll take profit at 493 if we can get there.
ENSC, ENSC,
And I am green here, looking for a pop. Small
ENSC,
size for me, guys. Not going to add to this position. Seeing a bullish vertical trend, looking for a pop to 493 to take more profit.
ENSC,
ENSC looking for a pop here.
ENSC,
So may stop out here, guys. Mental stops.
ENSC.
Under 366, I will stop out. And getting a pop. Taking some profit on this move, guys. And there we go. Taking profit. I'm out 90%. Just a quick scalp for me, guys. Quick scalp. Over 4% on this trade. Quick scalp. ENSC. Out 90%. And again, not
ENSC,
expecting much. If it continues, great. Icing on the cake.
ENSC,
ENSC now
ENSC.
over 5%. If you're green, not a bad idea to lock in
ENSC.
profit. Just holding a small lotto here. Now over 7%.
ENSC,
Over 7%. if you're green,
ENSC,
not a bad idea to lock in
ENSC.
profit. That's ENSC. Seeing a bullish
ENSC,
vertical trend.
ENSC,
Doesn't mean it won't continue. Just means that I like to secure profit whenever
ENSC.
seeing that. Just over 5% on this trade
D.
on ENSC. Quick
ENSC.
scalp, in out green and holding a lotto.
ENSC, ENSC,
At this point, would like to see it stay above 465.
ENSC.
Anything below 465 is considered bearish momentum. That's
ENSC,
on ENSC. And all out for now, taking the profit all out. ENSC all out. Just a quick scalp for me, guys. All out ENSC. Still seeing support around 464 due to where I got filled on my order. I'm going to stop out here, guys. Take the profit and retain the green on this trade. So green on ENSC, green on AGRI, and green on SNOA. And small wins adding up this morning. Do not want to give that back. So we'll focus on our strategy and strategy rules to keep us consistent. ENSC, I am seeing some support around 465. Anything below 465 is considered bearish. It really depends on your entry. So for me, guys, entry was above that 465. Would love to hold it and keep it above that support, but anything below 465 is considered bearish. For me, the entry was a little higher and closer to the highs here, so happy to secure profit. In out green and watching now on ENSC. We have resistance at 498, $5, and of course 550 above that, half and whole, half and whole. If we close over $5, it's worth watching here, but very high risk type of setup. That's ENSC, high risk setup over $5. No position for myself at this time. I'm all out of my position on ENSC, watching here for a possible trade. Small win, small scalp for me, nothing crazy. Locking in the profit, ENSC, AGRI, and SNOA. Green on the day, looking to protect profit.
ENSC,
ENSC getting a
ENSC,
pop again here. Watching ENSC bouncing off of support, needs to stay above now,
SUN.
475. ENSC
Solar Bank,
testing $5.
exclusive to Benzinga. Solar Bank tells Benzinga, company announcing its plans to develop
ENSC,
ENSC getting a pop.
ENSC, 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 ENSC,
New York says 540.
ENSC, 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 ENSC,
Uniform November.
30 seconds on this candle. Don't want to
ENSC,
get caught in a false break. Would like to see it close
ENSC,
over $5. And again, will be a very high risk type of setup. So last thing I want to do is get caught over trading or oversizing whenever seeing a lower quality type of setup. This is a lower quality setup on ENSC. So we'll mitigate risk and trade smaller size, or we'll choose to avoid. No position for myself. Would like to see it close over resistance. And again, for those watching on YouTube Live and for those watching this stream,
Major red flag spotted.
Discord, I'll pull over this chart again here. So pulling over the chart on ENSC, exactly what I'm seeing. So if you're looking at this here, guys, we've got this trend zone down below. So if you're a trend trader, this trend will help you stay in your trade longer. You can see it's staying above this trend. Once we fail that trend, it will go red. Right now, it is a green trend.
BMRA.
Green candles is a strategy built in as well. So we've got a trend strategy and a scalping strategy in here built in. So green candles are green bullish momentum. That's we're looking for more push to the high side. And red candles is going to be that pullback. So whenever you see those red candles, that is a pullback, and often short sellers are taking advantage. Right now, the BVT is a bullish vertical trend. That is a red flag to our strategy. You can see that there. List that note. And close over our pivot zone is going to be what we're looking for. So once we close over our pivot zone, we then look for these BVTs to take some profit. Pivot zone has now formed. Now we're looking for a close over $4.98 and $5. $5 being a whole dollar test. Keep in mind on the trend IQ down here, you can see, I don't know if you guys can see it or not, but 630 is the recent resistance. So that means we're expecting choppy price action all the way through 630. So we've got 614, 619 up here. 630 is going to be this mark right here. We want to see it close above these levels. So you can always right click in here and set your alert just below these levels to better assess conditions. So up above this confirmation zone, that is going to be a higher quality type of setup. If trading below this confirmation zone, I will be trading a smaller size to mitigate risk, as this will be lower quality. I'm expecting choppy price action. Regardless, though, guys, really nice move here. And you can see the first pivot zone formed when that news came out. Pivot zone formed. So if you're getting into the position early, you know to mitigate risk by putting a stop loss or a mental stop under this level. So if you're getting in at the 215 area, then pulls back here. You can add into this dip, but anything below that pivot zone, that is it. That's when we cut our losses. So you can see here, gapping up, testing the zone, and pulling up from the zone. And now we have a pivot zone. So it's two different strategies built into this, guys. So very advanced, but keeps it simple, of course. We're looking for green candles for bullish momentum. We're looking for it to stay above that green trend. If we see red candles or a red trend, it's pretty obvious that is bearish momentum. So very, very simple strategy to follow. So sticking to the strategy here, guys. No position for myself at this time. Green on the day, ENSC, AGRI, and SNOA. Alert set. Our key levels, all of our key levels are listed in our squeeze potential channel.
JYD.
JYD is a penny stock. That's JYD, penny stock moving. That's JYD, penny stock moving around 18 cents. Too cheap for me, no position at this time.
GATX reported $2.15. The estimate $2.09 for Golf Alpha Tango X-Ray. Sales of 421.6 million ahead of the 417 million estimate for Golf Alpha Tango X-Ray GATX.
ENSC,
Ticker ENSC is getting some volume here. Would like to see it over $5 before trading. No position for myself at this time. I am green on ENSC and looking to protect that profit is my goal. And back here in just a minute, guys. Back here in just a minute. No position for myself at this time.
ENSC.
PWOD, Penn Woods and Northwest Bankshares NWBI received regulatory approval. Merger receives regulatory approval. That's NWBI and PWOD. OKLO, Oklo at the highest now, 22.13.
JYD.
ENSC.
Major red
Ticker
flag spotted.
JYD, penny stock moving here, hitting highs around 18 cents. That's ticker JYD. Getting a small pop with
TOST,
volume. That's
Toast,
JYD.
36.45, up $2.27. Tango Oscar Sandy Tango, very light volume on that one. AMD popping here to the highs, 90.86, Alpha Michael Delta. AMD.
JYD.
ENSC.
Major red flag spotted.
AMD 91.
Find it for
LGPS.
scanner alert.
Continuing to pop here.
Ticker
Alpha Michael
LGPS on the
Delta.
scanners. That's LGPS on the scanners. Getting a small pop with low volume. That's LGPS. Getting a chart in chat for LGPS.
Ticker TSLA. New highs.
TSLA. JYD.
Ticker LGPS. Charts
ENSC.
coming in chat now. And seeing low volume. That's LGPS.
TSLA. TSLA. TSLA.
LGPS charts in chat. Feel free to compare your levels to mine on LGPS.
ENS.
Major
LGPS
red
is a
flag
recent
spotted.
IPO over 559 will be half and whole dollar. That's LGPS. No position for myself.
AT&T, letter T, company CEO
Find
said
it for
AT&T
scanner
can
alert.
manage
Ticker
the anticipated
SLNH. Penny
cost
stock
within
moving.
issue
SLNH. Give me a
2025
pop.
guidance based on 90-day
And seeing
pause on
low volume
reciprocal
SLNH. Give me a small
tariffs and
pop here.
supply chain visibility.
Showing an
That's
8
letter
million share
T.
float. SLNH charts in chat. Feel free to compare your levels to mine on ticker SLNH. No position for myself at this time. Getting a small pop with low volume. Volume is starting to pick up. 90 cents is the high. That's SLNH. And not seeing news at this time.
JYD.
AT&T CEO said plan on commencing share repurchases this quarter.
TSLA.
That's letter T. AT&T shares now at 27.74.
JYD. TSLA.
Find it for
TSLA.
scanner alert.
TSLA.
CETX on the scanners. That's CETX. Getting a pop on our scanners with low volume. CETX. Seeing a high of
TSLA,
135.
Tesla, more highs now, 256.31.
Seeing a chart in chat for CETX. Showing a 1.4 million share float. CETX getting a small pop. I am seeing news.
JYD.
We'll share the news in chat.
NEVO, Neo Volta. Neo Volta
News is in chat for
announcing growth in
CETX,
Texas
getting a
and
small pop,
EOV.
very low volume, no position for myself at this time. Will
AT&T
remain patient
expects
for my
free
setup.
cash flow of about $4 billion in Q2, expects capital investment in Q2 in the range of $4.5 to $5 billion. That's letter T on their call.
JYD. ENSC. JYD. TSLA. TSLA. TSLA.
ACNB raising its dividend from 32 cents to 34 cents. Alpha Charlie November Bravo.
TSLA. 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 TSLA.
Tesla hitting new pre-market highs. Tesla TSLA after earnings last night, 256.48. That's Tesla TSLA hitting new highs, 256.48.
SPY new lows.
TSLA. TSLA.
Ticker TSLA hitting new pre-market
TSLA
highs,
new lows.
256.57. That's Tesla. New pre-market highs 256.57 following news last night. Earnings report for Tesla.
TSLA. 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 TSLA.
Tesla continues to push higher here following earnings last night. 256.88 is the high. That's Tesla, TSLA.
ENSC.
Ticker SPY new highs.
Seeing a small pop on ticker ENSC, getting a small pop here. Would like to see it over $5. Will be high risk. ENSC, no position for myself at this time. Ticker ENSC getting a
ENSC.
small pop, testing resistance at 455. Would like to see ENSC close over $5 and will be high risk. We'll mitigate risk by trading smaller size. I'm green today on ENSC, AGRI, and SNOA, looking to protect my profit and watching ENSC for a high risk setup close over $5.
SPY. SPY. SPY.
We've got about 2 minutes here until 9 a.m. Eastern time. No position for myself this time. Green on the day, looking to protect my profit and looking for a high quality setup.
SPY. 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 NVDA. SPY. 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 ENSC.
Ticker ENSC getting a small pop to resistance.
Coming up, comments
455.
from
That's
Fed Schoolsby.
ENSC. The high today was 519. Want to see it close over $5. No position for myself at this time. ENSC getting a small pop here. And just want to remain patient, guys. A few seconds here till 9 a.m. Eastern time. We'll watch for news and see what hits our scanners with volume. Ticker MODV.
INTU, Intuit to acquire
or MODV.
GOCO, India November Tango uniform, INTU.
And not seeing any volume following that move. No position for myself at this time. MODV charts in chat. Feel free to compare your levels to mine. Seeing very low volume there. No position for myself.
AEHL,
Resistance
Antelope
$5.
Enterprise, regains compliance with NASDAQ minimum bid price requirement. That's Alpha Echo Hotel Lima.
Find it first,
AEHL.
scanner alert.
SISI, Shineco announcing acquisition of Singapore
AEHL,
stem cell
Microfloat,
company.
AEHL,
That's
getting a
Sandy
pop.
India, Sandy India.
AEHL. Getting a chart in chat. Seeing a pop here with very low volume.
SCKT,
ENS.
South
Major red
Quiet
flag
Carolina.
spotted.
That's
Sandy
AEHL.
Charlie Kilo Tango, SCKT.
AEHL charts in chat. Feel free to compare your levels to mine. And regaining compliance with the NASDAQ will send the news headline in
TBLA, Taboola, and GCI Gannett. Taboola
Microfloat.
expands partnership with Gannett. That's Tango Bravo Lima Alpha
Microfloat
and
for
Golf Charlie
AEHL.
India.
Hitting highs 377 with low volume. No position for
CI
myself.
Cigna
Microfloat.
and Singleton Associates signed multi-year agreement to expand access to radiology care across Texas. That's Charlie
AEHL
India.
Microfloat
Microfloat
TSLA, new highs.
Following news this morning, regaining compliance with the NASDAQ. Still seeing low volume. No position for myself.
NMTC
TSLA.
Neuro 1
AEHL
completes
to
FDA
Microfloat.
submission for
TSLA.
1RF
TSLA.
trigeminal nerve ablation system to treat
TSLA.
facial pain.
TSLA.
That's November
TSLA.
Michael
AEHL testing highs 377 with low volume.
TSLA.
Microfloat low volume on
AEHL.
AEHL. New highs
AEHL.
5 spiking 399.
AEHL. AEHL. AEHL.
TSLA shares
AEHL.
popping
New
to the
410
highs
with
now,
a bullish vertical trend and volume.
257.23.
Seeing a bullish vertical trend on
TSLA.
AEHL. Red flag to our
XTI
strategy. 410 is
Aerospace
the
announcing
high.
key 20
TSLA.
Price is
key
becoming
second
extended.
quarter
Doesn't mean we
2025
are starting to
product
see volume
and
here.
engineering
TSLA.
If I
milestones.
see those
That's
conditions, I like
X-ray
to lock in profit
Tango
or mitigate
India
risk by
Alpha,
trading smaller size.
XTIA.
AEHL testing highs at 410. Following news this morning, regaining compliance with the NASDAQ.
TSLA. 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 TSLA.
Tesla continues to make new highs here in the pre-market session following earnings yesterday. 257.64. That's Tesla. TSLA continues to hit highs here. 257.64. Seeing recent resistance on AEHL $3.
TSLA.
Expect choppy
TSLA.
price action. AEHL. Be a lower
TSLA.
quality type setup if trading will mitigate
TSLA.
risk by trading smaller size. And guys, for those listening in on YouTube, I am green on the day. ENSC, AGRI, and SNOA, all three stocks traded this morning green, and green on my swing trade Tesla. So that's some icing on the cake there. But that being said, guys, I do not want to wash out these small wins with a large loss. So small wins, yes, they're adding up, hitting daily goals today. Last thing I want to do is give that back by over trading or oversizing. So I want to make sure I'm sticking to the rules of my strategy to keep me consistent. No position for myself at this time. AEHL getting a pop and drop here, 410, showing a micro float and showing some news this morning. Headlines in chat, regaining compliance with the NASDAQ. No position for myself at this time.
ENSC.
ENSC getting a small pop here, testing resistance. ENSC. And testing resistance. High day today is 519. AEHL testing resistance from $3.64 to $4. No position for myself. ENSC getting a small pop again. ENSC. Ticker ENSC would like to see it close over $5, expecting choppy price action on ENSC until we close over. We have recent resistance actually all the way through 630 on ENSC, 630 resistance. So it needs to close over 620 and 630 for confirmation and a cleaner move. Until then, will be a bounce watch, and we'll expect choppy price action. If trading below 630 on ENSC, I will mitigate risk by trading smaller size and will adjust my stop level as well. ENSC getting a pop here now, 450. The high today was 419, or excuse me, 519 was the high for ENSC, getting a pop now, 450.
PET.
Ticker PET, penny stock moving. That's
SCKT,
PET.
disregard that. That was not Socket Mobile, different company.
That's ticker PET, penny stock moving here. For those listening in on YouTube Live, thank you for joining in, guys. This is our live pre-market show. We'll do this live every day this week on YouTube. And if you want to join in, we go live. I go over my live trades every day, Monday through Friday, starting at 7 a.m. Eastern Time. I usually finish up around 10 a.m. Eastern Time and just go over my trades, my entry, my exit, my stop loss levels, and why I'm getting into the trade in the first place. Most of these are going to be technical breakouts. I'm using my indicators to aid in entry and exit using the trade ideas indicators, or excuse me, scanners that you're seeing here on the screen. These are going to identify where's the value in the market. Now for me, I do have indicators that will basically let me know immediately, is it high quality or low quality? And from there, I then decide on my size and stop level. So being able to see that fast is going to give me an edge in the market. You can find our indicators at bullishboblive.com. And again, we'll be live on YouTube until Friday. And next week, we'll continue as usual in our Discord from 7 a.m. Eastern Time. So if you guys want to join in, bullishboblive.com. And if you have any questions, feel free to reach out.
BA Boeing getting a pop to the high now, up $10. Bravo Alpha. BA Boeing ahead of their earnings call coming up at 10:30 a.m. Eastern Time. That's Bravo Alpha.
All right, guys, we've got about 20 minutes now until market open. 20 minutes. Our lead gappers are ENSC up 132% and is a micro float under a million share float for ENSC. SNOA is up 76%, AGRI is up 40%, and RZLT is up 25%. Alert set below our key levels. All key levels are listed in our squeeze potential channel.
Find it first scanner alert.
Ticker LEXX on the scanners. LEXX. Hitting our scanners with low volume and picking up some. That's LEXX. Getting a chart in chat. LEXX.
Boeing
in
CEO
chat.
Kelly Ortberg currently on CNBC.
And seeing a news headline.
Stock
We'll share
hitting
the news headline.
173.79.
News headlines in
Discussing
chat
the
for
737 MAX
LEXX.
production.
ENSC.
News is in chat for LEXX. News is in chat. And seeing bullish news here just needs some volume. And we'll have to close over resistance, setting some alerts for volume on LEXX. We'll have to close over 197
UPXI.
and 203. These are the key levels for LEXX. Alerts in chat. Key level is in chat for LEXX, 197 and 203 today. Of course, we want to close over paired with volume. Right now, seeing very little volume. No position for myself at this time. And for those listening on YouTube, guys, my number one trade rule is no volume, no trade. Seeing a small pop on ticker SNOA. This one was gapping up this morning, hitting a high of 539. Current price is 404. That's SNOA. Putting a note in chat. Getting a small pop. High today is 539. No position for myself. Ticker ENSC getting a small pop. The high today is 519. That's
ENSC.
ENSC getting a small pop, 450. And the high today is 519. Would like to see it close over $5 for a high risk type of setup. I'm green on the day thanks to ENSC, AGRI, and SNOA, and green on the swing trade Tesla. So just holding positions on Tesla, just a small position there. I have taken the bulk of that profit, as you guys know there in our swing trade chat. And ENSC, AGRI, SNOA, all out of those positions, locked in my profit and looking to retain. We've got about 15 minutes until market open, 15 minutes.
ENSC.
Seeing Lex, LEXX, testing highs at 160 with very low volume. No position for myself at this time. Would like to see some volume arrive on LEXX before trading. My number one trade rule is no volume, no trade. LEXX does have news this morning. News breakdown is in chat. If you need it.
UPXI.
LEXX waiting and watching for volume. Alert set at 197 and 203. That'll be our key levels today for LEXX. No position for myself at this time. Seeing a small pop on ticker UPXI. Seeing a small pop here. The high today was 1210. Current price is 1063. Very low volume. No position for myself at this time. UPXI getting a small pop here. And notes in chat.
Ten minutes until market open.
That's right, guys. We've got 10 minutes till market open. Scanners are pretty quiet right now. Not seeing a lot of volume out there. Not a lot of value in the market. Our scanners will identify where's the value in the market. Our indicators will aid in entry and exit. And then it's up to us to stay disciplined and patient for our setup to stay consistent. No position for myself at this time. And we've got 10 minutes till market open. For those listening on YouTube Live, we will be shutting it down around 9:30. For those listening on Discord, I will be live until about roughly 10 a.m. Eastern Time. Green on the day, ENSC, AGRI, and SNOA. Green, and looking to protect my profit this morning. Green on the week as well, guys. So have a cushion built up coming into today's session and able to grow that cushion this morning. So looking to protect that profit will be my main goal today. I do have alerts set at our key levels, all listed in our squeeze potential channel. Seeing a very small pop with low volume on UPXI. No position for myself at this time. UPXI getting a small pop back to $11. The high today was $12.10 for UPXI, recent runner, and now getting a small pop back to $11. UPXI continues to pop here, becoming extended just over $11. The high today was $12.10. That's UPXI getting a small pop. No position for myself at this time. Still seeing low volume and wide spreads on UPXI. We'll sit out for the moment.
UPXI.
Ticker UPXI continues to pop here. Volume is starting to arrive. UPXI testing 1150.
UPXI.
The high today was 1210. That's UPXI getting a pop, seeing a bullish vertical trend. Seeing a bullish vertical trend on UPXI, red flag to our strategy, meaning the price is becoming extended. Doesn't mean it won't continue. Just means if I see that type of condition when in the trade, I like to lock in some profit. Whenever I'm not in the trade and looking for an entry, I like to wait for either a breather or mitigate risk by trading smaller size. UPXI getting a small pop, testing 1150 with a bullish vertical trend. We've got 5 minutes until market open. 5 minutes here until market open. Green on the day, ENSC, AGRI, and SNOA, green. And looking to protect my profit, we'll carry this cushion over into our market session. We'll be shutting down our live YouTube stream at 9:30, and we'll be continuing in our Discord as usual. No position for myself at this time.
SEP.
SEB. SEB.
Ticker CEP on the scanner, CEP on our scanner, CEP getting a pop.
SEB.
Seeing half and whole dollar resistance. CEP getting a pop now. Charts in chat for CEP. Charts in chat getting a pop 1190 and pulling back. Needs to close over $12. We'll put a note in chat. $12 and $12.50 will be the key levels for CEP. No position for myself at this time.
Find it first
SBFM.
scanner alert.
SBFM on the scanners. SBFM on the scanners. We've got 2 minutes till market open. SBFM getting a low volume pop to highs 150. We'll get a chart in chat for SBFM. And charts in chat now for SBFM. Feel free to compare your levels to mine. SBFM. And not seeing any news at this time. Getting a pop now. SBFM. Seeing recent highs through 390. All right, guys, for those listening on YouTube Live, thank you for joining in this morning. hopefully this was a good view of how we navigate through low float stocks. It wasn't a really hot type of pre-market session. ENSC was a nice move earlier this morning. I'm happy to lock in profit SNOA, AGRI, and ENSC. So locking in my profit now, the goal is to protect that profit throughout the day. If you guys like the session,
1 minute to the U.S. market
I'll be live
open.
again on YouTube, 7:30 or 8 a.m. Eastern time. If you want to join this every day in Discord, we're live in our Discord starting around 7 a.m. Eastern time. You can join at bullishboblive.com. So thank you guys on YouTube, and I'll see you tomorrow. For those listening on Discord, of course, we're going to continue this